This video is brought to you by Granger Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country.
Andre, I have to say, I miss our old ID.Buzz. And at the end of this video, I will tell you how much money we made or lost when we sold it.
But we have a new one here. This just in, ID.Buzz Pro Plus.
Yeah, it's not the first edition. It's a little bit less expensive. So this one is $69,000 versus ours, which was $72,000. So this video, we're gonna kind of walk you through it, take you guys for a ride, and then we'll talk about it from a former owner point of view.
Yeah, so this is not kind of the base model. This is also all-wheel drive. They call it 4Motion, right? You could also get rear-wheel drive only versions of it if you wanted to save some money. 4-wheel drive 4Motion costs about $3,000 to $4,000. So if you want to knock that price down, if you don't care about all-wheel drive, you could do that.
You know, I still love the styling of this. I think this kind of modern retro design that VW brought back to the table from their old bus really works. Every time I see one going down the road, it just makes me smile.
Yeah, I think they nailed it. I mean, it looks like it actually looks like a smiling face.
It does,
right?
Yeah,
it has its own face. It has its own little nose, eyes. It's just, this styling is a knockout.
Yeah, and there's a big smile right here. Here's the smile. It's just so cute. The one thing I wish they had done, well, there's two things I wish they had done. First, I think it took them way too long before they brought it to America, and I think that killed some of the ID.Buzz buzz.
Yes.
Because by the time it came here, it was, well, I'm going to say it felt like 20 years, but it was definitely a long time. And they also only brought over the long wheelbase, the 3-row.
Which I love. I think that's amazing.
I don't need a 3-row.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you buy a minivan without 3 rows?
Because it makes it an empty nester vehicle, which I think would work very well for a lot of people who don't necessarily need to just move kids, but they want to move themselves in style.
But Roman, there's something about this ID.Buzz on the inside which shocked me. It was cargo volume. So we could show around this, and the shocking cargo volume, I'll tell you what it compares to.
Well, it's huge. I mean, I don't think you appreciate how big of a vehicle this is until you get in it or stand next to it. So let's talk about numbers. Let's get that out of the way.
Yes.
What's the battery size and what's the range?
The battery, in my opinion, is too small.
I agree.
So 91 kilowatt hour gross, so a little bit less usable. The range, well, we could show you the range inside, what it says, but it's really under 300 miles.
Well, officially it's more like 250.
Yeah, so I think that's the weak point of this Buzz, right?
Well, I experienced that because what I got to do was actually drive it all the way from Reading, Pennsylvania, where we bought it from our VW dealer, all the way across country, and I did it in a snowstorm. And when you combined, a big vehicle with a relatively small battery with cold, you end up having to go maybe 100, 150 miles before you have to recharge it, and that just does not work as a road trip vehicle. And let's face it, vans are road trip vehicles.
They are. That's why you need the space, you need the room. Look at the attractive interior. I think they also knocked it out of the ballpark with how big, comfortable, look, cushy seats, very nice. And if we pop the rear hatch.
Yeah, pop it.
Yeah. I was doing some research, Roman.
Yes.
And I looked up that the ID.Buzz, if you fold the second and third rows down, it has 145 cubic feet of space, which is greater than a Chevy Suburban.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a humongous amount of space.
The funny thing is, I crawl into a lot of third row seats, and here, this is not, we'll not do it this way, there we go. And this is not a penalty box by any means.
And no matter which car or truck you have, if you plan on keeping it for a longer period of time, you should check out GrangerWarranty.com. Use the link in the description below. Granger Warranty is one of the best sellers of factory-backed extended warranties across the country, and you could save some money while doing it, about $1,000 on average. And you don't have to buy it immediately when you buy a brand new vehicle. You could wait a little bit and then get that warranty. And when your truck needs service, you can be sure that they're using certified components, OEM quality stuff, and the work is done at a certified facility or a dealership anywhere across the country.
The second and third rows have so much room, and they're so easy to get to. Look at this. These are captain's chairs, of course, so pass through. But look how easy it is to get back here for somebody who's 6'2", and look how much space I have. Okay, right, not huge amounts of space. I'm hitting my
Your
head
headroom is a little bit limited,
but look at that.
But your legs.
You know, for a while they had to stop selling these because they only put 2 seat belts in here.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a 7-passenger vehicle, and they had to fix that.
But the seats are so wide.
So somebody measured it wrong, and then they got that wrong, and then the government said, no, you can't do it. But nevertheless, it's got a boat ton of room back here.
It's humongous.
It is humongous.
Look at this. Look at the. Let me sit in front of you.
All right, come sit in front of me.
Just for a second.
I also have my own cup holder, Andre. I have my own USB-C port. I have my own vents back here.
Look at this. I crossed my legs, and you're sitting behind me.
Yeah, this is like an airport van. If airport vans were spacious and attractive and didn't smell like old gum.
I think this is the German lounge, Rowan.
It is the German lounge.
Yes, it's
I believe
beautiful.
This spec, yours are actually even heated.
Oh yeah, I mean,
if you close your door, the little it's pretty well. Close your door and you can show them where the little heater button is. It's on the door. It's really well done, actually.
Both power doors, of course. We have climate control settings, vents.
Now look down by the speaker. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's right here. So I have my heated seat. I can control a little window, so this will slide open. Really nice.
Yeah, it's very practical. Of course, this competes with the Odyssey and the Sienna and the Carnival.
Well,
and out of those, of course, this is the only electric one, pure electric.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most stylish. I also think it's the most fun. And in some ways, it might be the most practical because just of how much space there is in here. Now, minivans have a lot. Of course, the Pacifica does come in a plug-in hybrid, and you do have the stow-and-go seats. Here you can just remove them. You can't really stow them because, of course, the battery lives underneath them.
Exactly, but I think on style and on space, this has it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're driving, if you want to drive a Sienna, Odyssey, Pacifica, Carnival, style is here.
Yes, unless you want to go across country.
Okay.
Then you're going to run out of
juice
range very quickly. All right, Mary, you want to jump back in here and we'll go to the front and take her for a ride.
Sounds good.
We'll lift this up.
Nice.
Hold on here. Okay, I've already forgotten how all these, oh, like this, there we go. I've already forgotten how it works. It's only been like 6 months. Can you believe it? We bought this at the beginning of this year. It's been that long already.
Yeah, this year has been eventful. So one other thing about this is it kind of has that modern interface where I pushed my foot on the brake pedal and the vehicle comes to life, right?
It's too modern. You've got this silly slider over here for your volume control. You've got these haptic switches. This is so German. Klima. I think it means climate, but Germans have shortened that to Klima. Why they couldn't get climate in there, I don't know. And then, of course, you have haptic controls on the steering wheel as well. And at least you have real window controls here, which is nice. But Volkswagen went way too far with getting rid of buttons.
So this is kind of a new model, right? It doesn't have a lot of miles. And Mary, if you just zoom in here just for a second, this is my state of charge, 99%. So we just had it slow charging overnight. And it says 226 miles of range, which is not very much.
Especially in the summer.
But it hasn't like learned a lot, right? My point is it's brand new. So that estimate may change slightly.
The other great thing about this is that it's got a long wheelbase, which gives it a really good ride.
Really nice.
Should we demonstrate?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Mary will kind of sit down and we will go for a drive.
Mary, you hold the camera while you put your seatbelt on?
Oh, no, I got it.
You got it, okay.
Well, because we're going to launch, we're going to do a couple of hard launches.
Mary almost brought a goat home in one of these.
Yes, Jen and Mary took this down on a road trip, and there were goats involved.
Yeah, so if you want to watch that video, go to All TFL and scroll down a ways, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Fit in here too.
Yeah, lots of goats.
They would have definitely fit in here. Another nice thing is this little center console is removable.
Yeah.
So you can pick the whole thing up and then you can move it to the back, which is nice. You have tons of little cubby holes. We have real vent controls.
Giant cup holders.
Giant cup holders.
So your Stanley Cup should probably be at home here.
Yes, you can definitely fit this Stanley Cup in here. And very clean and very modern display. And actually, once I got used to this, it wasn't all that hard to use.
Yep.
So
Mode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Sport.
You're gonna go to Sport, huh?
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny in minivan with Sport mode.
Well, this is the fun thing about electric vehicles, right? No matter how big it is, it does have that spunk. It accelerates pretty nice.
All right, I'm in position, Andre. Oh!
Let me, yeah. Show me an Odyssey that can do that.
Yes. The other odd thing about this is that nose up front there.
Yes.
I think there's a set of sensors in there, and there's a little
there's a little hump.
There's a little hump in front.
Yeah.
And I always like wonder to myself, did they mean to put a nose on this minivan, or did it just come out because they needed someplace to put the sensors?
Well, I don't know, but it still feels a little human, right? Like we said, the smile, the eyes, the nose up front, it has some sort of a human quality you can relate to.
And having owned this, I can say that you kind of need the heated seats in here because this is so big that it does take the heater quite a lot of time to warm up this giant interior space. I remember driving it back home in a snowstorm thinking to myself, this is a lot of internal air that this thing has to heat up.
Yeah, and a lot of glass too.
A lot of glass, yeah, there's a good view. Look, I think Volkswagen made two critical mistakes because let's face it, these are not exactly flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
Number one, they took way too long to bring it to market.
I know.
The buzz had really worn off.
Well, because they showed some concepts, right? Early on, you and I went to Detroit, we saw them.
This is like 2018 or something. And they've been selling these for at least 4 or 5 years in Europe. So they've been around in Europe for a while, but for some reason it took them forever to bring it here. So that's mistake number one. I'm gonna go with 3 mistakes. Mistake number 2 they made was they made the battery too small for this size vehicle.
Because it may be okay, in Europe where distances are a little bit shorter, but it's, here in Colorado and here in the Western United States, the distances are very long.
Yeah, and then I think the pricing is just a little too aggressive. I understand that it's a big vehicle, but still, $70,000. This one's $68,000 as tested.
And the range, according to the EPA, is 231.
This one. So a lot of money, not enough range. Actually, when you're down to it, it's $69,544 when you add everything together. So basically $7,000. $70,000.
And they're made in Europe.
They're made in Europe. Yeah. So they're also,
are you ready for another launch?
Go for it, dude.
Mary, good?
Yeah.
All right, we're launching.
Come on.
There she goes.
I think there's a little bit of turbo lag there.
There's a little bit of turbo lag. I was just doing a Porsche program with the EV Macan, and they call the top of the line one a turbo, and I'm like, where's the turbo? Show me the turbo, guys.
It doesn't have one.
Doesn't have one, yeah.
No, yeah. Well, so that was a little weird. I stepped on the pedal, but it took it a little while, I think,
it
to just kind of. No. Huh. I'm not sure quite why. Maybe I had my foot on the brake pedal and it was kind of unsure.
Try it again.
So
just don't put your foot on the brake pedal. Just floor it. There you go.
Oh, there she goes.
We figured it out.
I think the computer was unsure if I wanted to brake or go.
Yeah, and we definitely wanted to go. So at the beginning of this video review, I said that I'll tell you how much money we lost. So I think we owned it for maybe a total of less than 6 months, Andre.
Yes.
And we paid $72,000 for.
We were almost one of the first to get it.
Yeah, we wanted to be first because obviously there is a news
incentive there.
Journalism to be first.
Yes.
People want to know about it when it first comes out. And we sold it back to the dealership that we bought it for $10,000 less. So
wow, that's kind of a hit.
So we lost about
$2,000
a month, give or take,
yeah,
in depreciation. Now, electric cars are going to depreciate no matter what. Probably the move would have been to lease it.
Yeah, and I think you could still lease them at a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and to help increase sales, Volkswagen has done a number of things. Ours was kind of that cool white and blue one, and now I believe dealers are offering wraps on these as well to kind of pop them a little bit. And like I say, it's still one of my favorite vehicles that we've ever owned. I just kind of feel like Volkswagen needed to make the battery bigger, make it a little less expensive, and like I told you before, make it a short wheelbase, right?
Or at least offer choice.
Yeah,
right?
I always hate when Europeans get something that we don't get. But you're right, give us a choice.
But VW has done it for years. You know, the Golf Rs, the special other vehicles that we didn't quite get.
And you know, you said something really smart. You said, why would you want a shorter minivan? Because if it was a shorter vehicle, then you could compete with SUVs, right? Then you could actually kind of put this in that same basket of SUVs, and you could be like, I would buy this because it's unique, it's unusual, it's fun, and it's friendly, and it's all-wheel drive, so I don't need a third row. And now I'm all of a sudden, you know, competing against, like, I don't know, what's a big SUV?
You mean like
two-row.
a Highlander?
Yeah,
two-row?
exactly, a two-row Highlander.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Alrighty, well, let us know what you think in the comments below. This has been This Just In, and check us out at oldtfl.com, right, for everything automotive.
Yep, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.